All right. What's up, everyone? After the huddle back here, as always, Jacob, Jared. You know, got some stuff to talk about now. We have a few different topics we're going to talk about. First things we want to talk about: Trey Lance and Jonathan Taylor are both in trade talks. One did get traded. We're looking to see if JT is going to get traded. We had last week of preseason just happened. As you can see, the lightning in the background. Uh,
Mother Nature is about to be upon us.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little preseason. Me and him went ahead and drafted a couple of fantasy leagues. So we'll talk a little bit of fantasy also. And then finish off with a look to the future because we got NFC, AFC North tonight. So we'll go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to talk about, obviously, is the Trey Lance trade. Jared, how do you feel? How would you feel if your team gave up 3 first-round picks, or basically 2 first-round? They traded 2 first-round picks, and then wasted a third picking you that high.
And not only just to basically not even paying out at all.
Yeah, to just basically bust.
Every time he gets on the field, he gets hurt. What we saw last year, before Brock Purdy came in, well, actually Jimmy G came in. Where he snapped his ankle, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so there goes that injury. I think the year before, he only had maybe like 1 game at that, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not adding up for him at all. And honestly, dude, I don't think he beats out Cooper Rush in Dallas.
Now, here's what I've been hearing now, and I don't know if this is factual or if it's going a little bit overboard. I heard today that they were calling Trey Lance now the biggest bust in draft history because with Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf, they only took up 1 first-round pick. They gave up 3 first-round picks in order to get Trey Lance, and he turned out not to work well. Now, I'm not going to put it solely on the San Francisco GM, and coach, but it's a bad move. It's not obviously Mike Ditka trading up for Ricky Williams bad, in my opinion. The whole draft and plus 1 or 2, I think it was. So, yeah, they didn't do that, but they did give up a lot for a guy that did not pan out. So I don't know if you would consider him still to be the biggest bust in draft history, but that's just a little much to me. I don't know. Now, how do you think Trey Lance is going to fit in on the Cowboys, though?
I don't even know if he's going to get playtime. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's no telling when he's going to get playtime. I mean, the only chance he gets is if he beats out Cooper Rush and Dak gets hurt. All right. And then, if Cooper Rush doesn't get hurt, then he's not getting on the field. So, it doesn't matter like if he fits in or not. It's just a matter of fact when he's going to be able to get on the field to show if he fits in or not.
I think the main thing for me is that, I mean, you got Dak. Obviously, Dak is the guy in Dallas. Dak is the guy in Dallas. That's, an easy, everybody knows that. And Cooper Rush, when Dak went down, he proved that he was a capable backup in this league.
5-1 as a start when he started.
Yeah, so it's not. Oh, damn, that's not what I wanted. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna take a momentary break real quick. Send some links out and everything.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So I don't think. I just don't think that he's even going to, like you said, he's not even going to get a chance to get playing time.
Yep.
So, getting no playing time, you're probably going to be third on the depth chart in practice, so you're going to be getting reps with the third strings. It's not a recipe for him to actually thrive and maybe progress even a little bit with the Cowboys.
Did you hear speaking of the Cowboys, did you hear the whole thing with Will Grier?
Oh man, I don't think I heard the whole thing, but I heard a little bit of it.
So the final preseason game for Dallas, after this was following the Trey Lance trade, they told Will Grier, they were like, basically, look, this is your job audition right now, because after this game, you're not going to be on our roster, so go show out.
That's tragic.
Yeah, so they basically told him, like, you're getting cut regardless.
Damn. Kind of reminds me, I don't know if everybody remembers Matt Flynn back when he played for the Packers, and they played against Seattle in, like, the last game of the season. He threw, like, 5 touchdowns and got like a what was it, a $42 million contract or something like that on one game.
And then what happens? He goes to Seattle, projected starter in Seattle, and they draft Russell Wilson.
Yep. But I don't see Trey Lance really working out too well. To me, he's going to be another. He's going to be another Josh Rosen. You know what I mean? He's going to be another Josh Rosen, where he was a high draft pick. Now, you didn't give up a lot for Josh Rosen, but he was a high draft pick. Didn't work out. It's not going to work out. He's going to bounce around from team to team. Teams are going to take him on him like a project, and then his career is probably just going to go down the toilet. I feel bad for him because my thing is that Kyle Shanahan is one of the best head coaches and one of the best offensive minds in the league.
Yeah.
And if you can't make it work with Trey Lance over there, what makes you think it's going to work anywhere else?
I told Brian the exact same thing. I was like, dude, if Shanahan cuts him, I don't think anybody's going to want him. Because if Shanahan can't work with him, who's going to work with him? Because he's supposed the quarterback whisperer. Because look what we do with Matt Ryan, MVP, took Jimmy G to the Super Bowl. I mean, if it doesn't work out with him, then who's it going to work out with?
No, I agree. I don't see how it could work out with anybody if it doesn't work out. Now, maybe Sean McVay or something, but even then, his offensive scheme isn't really built around a quarterback like that.
No, and they already drafted Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
So
that man came in the league with gray hair.
He did.
That man, I saw a stat today. It said that Stetson Bennett is 186 days older than Tremaine Edmonds, and he's going into his 6th year in the league.
So get this. So Sony Michel is from Georgia.
Yeah.
He played in Georgia, got drafted from Georgia in the first round, won 2 Super Bowls, and then retired before Stetson Bennett got into the NFL.
And they played together?
I don't know if they played together, but still.
They played together, that'd be crazy.
I don't think so. That's kind of a long time when you think about it.
Yeah. But, all right, we'll get to the next topic. We're going to talk a little bit about this JT situation. I don't know what's been going on. It started off with, I want to trade. Then it's, we're not going to trade you anywhere. Then it was, okay, we'll trade you. Okay, but he said no. Now it's okay, well, if you're not going to trade me, then pay me.
Yep.
Okay,
and then Jim Irsay says, oh, well, if I'd much rather basically put my money towards the saving the orca, and where is it? SeaWorld.
Yeah.
But ironically, that same orca died.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Right? That's ass, dude.
But yeah, so you're going through all this, and then you get to a part where it's like, okay, well, if you're not going to trade me, pay me.
Yep.
Okay. And then it's like, okay, well, we'll trade you, but we'll only trade you for multiple first-round picks or a first and multiple picks. So you want to trade him like he's being paid as a top back in the league, but you don't actually want to pay him as a top back in the league.
Yep. It's just as bad. The Colts are screwing him over.
And then people wonder why the running back situation is in the way it's in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is terrible. This is terrible.
This move is either A, going to hurt or make the running back market.
Yeah.
Easily. Because either he gets the contract he wants, or they don't trade him and he sits out and hurts himself ultimately in the end.
Yeah, because, I mean, You would think that sitting out, preserving your body, saving yourself would be, a more, head-on approach of being like, okay, well, I'm going to save my health. But we saw that with Le'Veon Bell. It doesn't work out. You lose a step, regardless if you're still training, regardless if you're still doing all this stuff. Game situation is different than training. It doesn't require the same kind of speed. Now, you can do it. You can almost achieve similar, even if you push yourself as hard as you can. But it's still not the same. Because every situation and every play in football is different.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't see how the running back market is ever going to recover.
I don't think it's ever going to, honestly. I mean, look Saquon with the 1 year, $12 million, basically.
Mm-hmm. And then Josh Jacobs with the 1 year, $12 million.
Thing.
Yeah.
Zeke, even though Zeke's like 28, he got $6 million, I think, but that's all based on incentives. But still, he was still a top running back at one point in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Fournette's still sitting. Fournette's still out. He still doesn't have a team.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. It's kind of crazy to me that Fournette's still sitting.
I honestly thought they were going to win Dalvin Cook, Fournette, and then Zeke being signed. But it's wild to me that Fournette's still not signed because I still think he could be used as like a pass catching back, like they used him in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
But where I don't know. Cleveland maybe because they lost Kareem Hunt. So I don't know.
I mean, it's possible.
I don't think he goes to Cleveland because we just made a trade with Cleveland and sent over a running back to Cleveland for one of their offensive tackles.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, but this is typical Colts though. Mm-hmm. I mean, they did the same thing with not getting Andrew Luck in offensive line.
2 years too late on that.
They did the same thing with Peyton Manning, not getting him an offensive line or weapons outside of Reggie Wayne after Marvin Harrison left. This is typical Colts management, just typical Jim Irsay.
Yeah,
like it's let's call it what it is. It's typical Jim Irsay.
I think if there's two owners in the league, it's gonna be Jerry Jones and Jim Irsay, who are just always putting their foot in their ass.
Yeah. No, that's Jerry Jones always putting his foot in his ass, putting his foot in his mouth. He says some dumb shit.
He does.
He says and does some dumb shit.
I honestly think he needs to just be owner and not like GM owner. Try to be the head coach. He's trying to do everything on top of having Mike McCarthy as the head coach.
And to be honest with you, in my opinion, that's exactly why they haven't won a Super Bowl in such a long time. Is because of that reason.
Yeah, I think so too.
But maybe one day we'll see Jim Irsay finally do something right with Jonathan Taylor. It pains me to say this. I don't think it's gonna happen. I hope you get your money, JT, and I hope that you go to a team that needs you, like Buffalo. But I've been hearing reports that they're going to try to send him to a shit team. They're trying to send him to a shit team.
Don't go to Buffalo. No, stay the fuck out of the AFC.
But anyway,
unless he's rocking the New England color, stay the fuck out of the AFC. That's how I feel.
All right. Well, let's talk about a little bit about the preseason. We had final games of the preseason. There were some good ones. Did you see that Chiefs Browns game?
No, I did not, but I did see the final score.
Chiefs Brown game was good. They were balling. Saints Texans, that was a good game. Real defensive battle. I really wouldn't call it defense. It was just terrible offense. Saints had 2 chances in the fourth quarter to go down, score a touchdown, and win the game. Guy threw a pick on both times. Both times down.
Rookie quarterback, Hayner?
Yeah. I mean, he looked like he had good feet. He's got good footwork. He can move in the pocket really well. He made some good throws, made some good decisions, but overall, which we knew this, especially when we saw him at practice, we knew that he was gonna take time to really get there.
Yeah.
And
he made some pretty good throws all over there.
Yeah.
So it looks promising. Now the thing is, I want to know what they're going to do with Jameis.
That's a good question.
Because Jameis really wanted to be the starting quarterback over here in New Orleans. But since from the get-go, they pounded the table for Derek Carr. They tried trading for Derek Carr. Ultimately, the Raiders ended up cutting him, and they still managed to get him. And so it was always Derek Carr.
Yeah, it was destined.
Derek Carr was plan A. Now, it takes a lot for Jameis Winston to come back and be like, look, I know this is your role, but I want to be here to be the starting quarterback. So if something happens, I'm going to be here too.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of, courage and guts and bravery for somebody to be able to go into the locker room, look Bruh into the face, and be like, all right, yeah, you got that job, but I'm coming. So
the thing is though, is that and I know you can attest to this. When you have two quarterbacks fighting for a starting job, you have no quarterback.
Your best how do they say it? The best quarterback on your team is the backup quarterback. Or however they said it.
It's just that you don't want quarterback controversy just based off the simple fact of you have a guy in the back that can play just as good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I personally think Derek Carr is better than Jameis Winston, but, I know a lot of Raiders fans won't probably feel that way, but he is, especially if you look at the numbers. Even if you don't add in even if you want to add in the 30 for 30 and all this and that, like an ESPN documentary. But I mean, this is Derek Carr's last shot. If Derek Carr doesn't actually what's up, Rock? If Derek Carr doesn't work out in New Orleans, then it's over with.
Yeah.
It's over with. His career's done.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the same thing too. So he's going to at least a high. It has the potential to be a high power offense from what we saw in practice.
It's not even just the fact that it's a high power offense. You're playing. Imagine going from the competition of the AFC West to the competition of the NFC South, especially now that Brady's gone.
Yeah.
There's nothing over there right now.
Yeah. He's got pass catchers better than he had with Vegas when he had Tay.
Yeah, he has a better group, if that's what you want to say.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying the receivers are better than Adams over there.
Yeah, because Adams is the best receiver he's ever had.
Oh, yes, hands down. I'm talking about wide receiver core in general.
Yeah, okay.
He's got Mike Thomas, who's going to be in the slept on.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got Mike Thomas, who is possibly on that rebound if he can stay healthy.
Stay healthy, yep.
You got a sleeper pick in Olave, which we'll get into later on. Then you got Jawan Johnson, got Taysom, you got the two-headed monster in the backfield with Kamara and Jamal Williams, who we both like a lot.
Yep.
And then the defense is it's going to be kind of meh because you know how they always are at the beginning of the season. They always kind of get fucked over in the beginning. But you still got Cam Jordan on the end. Still got Marshawn Lattimore locking down the side. You got Tony Badger and Demario Davis. So you're pretty straight at all four levels of the defense.
Yeah.
So it'll be good. It'll be a good division this year, I think.
It'll be a good division win. Because if the Saints fail right here, I don't want to hear no more shit from Saints fans. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to hear no more shit, bro. If you don't win this division,
Yeah, this is now the AFC East, basically, when Brady was there.
Yeah.
Because it's literally, once you think about it, the NFC South is wide open right now. It's not like we have a set person that's going to win the NFC South. It could go it can go any way, honestly.
No, it can't.
It's like I say, any given Sunday.
Yeah. Like I said, they had some good games on. Commanders. Who was that? Commanders. Cincinnati was a good one. He had some blowouts. I saw Denver blow out the Rams. I mean, it was 41-0.
Speaking of Denver, did you see that one-handed snag by the tight end?
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Yeah, that guy's making the team.
Oh yeah. Hands down.
Yeah, that guy's making the team. Saw some Giants. Giants fell to the Jets in the last one. It's like 24-32, something like that.
Now I gotta ask you. I seen the matchup between Hyatt and Sauce.
Mm.
There was one play in particular where I don't know if it was kind of like underthrown and he kind of had to slow it up a little bit, but it seemed like Sauce kind of grabbed his jersey and pulled him a little bit. And as a ref, when you ref games, how would you call that? I've the comments I've seen have gone back and forth between holding and not holding.
It really all depends, really, in my opinion. Now when you talk about a jersey pull, is it like a pull or is it like a?
So say me and you were running down the sideline, right?
Uh-huh.
So if you're looking back, he has him kind of like right here, and then he kind of like pulls him a little bit. And you see him slow down just like by a step. So it's kind of like a vet call.
If I see the grab,
yeah,
and because the problem is especially when you're a ref on the sideline and you're grabbing, and the guy's on your back hip right here, and he's grabbing on your jersey right here, the view's blocked from your back. The guy in the middle of the field,
right,
the back judge, he needs to see that and call that.
Right.
Okay, so if the back judge doesn't see that, it's not going to get called. Now, like I said, if I'm the back judge and I see it, then yeah, it gets called. If I'm the side judge, there's probably no way I'm going to see it, so I'm not going to be able to call it. I just can't make phantom calls. Even if that was the right call to call, if I can't see it, I can't call it.
Correct. I think it was a holding call, honestly. I think because he kind of like blew right past him because Sauce had needed safety help over the top. They knew off top that they can run. He can run past him.
Yeah.
So I think it was.
Yeah, he can. For as good as Sauce is probably already a top 5 cornerback in the league right now. But for as good as he is, especially with taller cornerbacks, and we've seen this for many, many years, they're slower guys. They're not as fast. So when you have somebody with the speed of Jalen Hyatt, who runs like a 4.35 game speed, in my opinion, I mean, this dude is fucking lightning on the field.
Yeah.
You're not just going to be able to. You have to put a body on him and slow him down, and hopefully the rush can get there.
Right.
But without that, you're going to get burnt. You're going to get burnt.
Yeah. I watched it. I only see like maybe like two snaps with that, but both times he kind of like ran right past him.
Yeah, he does.
So
he's going to run past anybody.
Oh,
There's nobody as defensively that can keep up with him. Now, I don't think he's as quick as Tyreek Hill. As far as like his shifty movements, he's not as shifty as Tyreek Hill is. But straight speed, he reminds you a lot of the guy. I will say that.
Yeah.
But we're here now. This is preseason's over with.
Yep.
The 53-man roster is supposed to come out tomorrow. Final cut days tomorrow. You'll probably get depth charts by next week. And then we're on Thursday.
Yep.
And we'll have a live to go live. Probably most likely Wednesday night. Beforehand, because we don't want to miss the opener. I mean, obviously.
Yeah. So
we'll do something probably Wednesday. Go over the game. We'll discuss it. We'll talk about who's going to win. Chiefs.
Even though we had Detroit to win it.
Even though we have Detroit to win it, they're not going to beat the Chiefs though. Not yet.
Oh yeah.
Not yet.
But what if?
I would feel better if it was in Detroit, but if it's not in Detroit and it's in Kansas City, there's no way.
Oh no, I agree. But what if that happens though?
I would love that.
Dog, if that happens, we Detroit to the Super Bowl. If they could beat Kansas City and if they can hang with them, then I mean they can hang with anybody.
I mean, we'll see, but I doubt Super Bowl this year.
Oh yeah, I doubt.
Nah. But yeah, it's final week of preseason. We're over with. It's over with. We have the regular season to look forward to now. So from here on out, it's nothing but regular season talk, regular season look-ats, and regular season topics.
Yep.
Until probably about week 12, where we can start talking about the postseason. So me and Jared went ahead and both drafted teams. I drafted 2 teams. He drafted 1. I still have 1 more draft on Sunday.
Yeah, I have 2 coming up on the 2nd.
So in one of my leagues, I just dominated. Josh Allen, Travis Kelce, Nick Chubb, Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf. I mean, I exploded with picks. I got DeAndre Hopkins, Javonte Williams. I'm stacked. There's no reason why I shouldn't win that league. In my other league, it's a bit more challenging. The guys are a little bit better. They're better drafters. But still, once again, Josh Allen. I'm huge on Josh Allen as far as fantasy production this year because they never got a running back. So there's
got to keep turnovers down.
Yeah, if he can keep his interceptions down and run the ball, hopefully, still like he did at a clip last year, we'll be good. I got Josh Jacobs, Najee Harris, Tyreek Hill. I'm very top heavy in that one. But then I got guys like Cortland Sutton. I got the San Francisco. No, I got the Bills defense. Solid defense. I picked up in the late rounds. We had 2 picks left. I went ahead and drafted Jameson Williams. Is that what it is? Jameson Williams? Yeah. And I just hold him on my bench. You know, this is a little bit deeper league. You get 3 flexes in this league. So having a 3 flex league, you need a little bit more wide receivers. I drafted 8 wide receivers. Very heavy wide receiver draft. I had the 6th pick. First pick was Tyreek Hill. I had an opportunity to draft Cooper Kupp. I'm not high on Cooper Kupp as everybody else is. He's bouncing back from an injury, got injured in the preseason again, and this is what we're going to see, unfortunately, from here on out.
I hope he can just stay healthy, dude.
I hope so, too. I don't
really
want him to be hurt. I don't want him to be, but
right.
I'm not high on Cooper Kupp as far as in fantasy. He's going to get the targets. He's going to get the numbers, but when is he going to go down? How many weeks are you going to be able to use him at full strength? Because in my opinion, I don't think it's going to be every single week.
Yep.
How many street fights have you had in your life? People are weird. Check out this guy here. He put up one 14 team, half PPR. He was the number 4 team. We had Gino. Damn, Gino. I mean, I'm high on Gino. Gino's my backup in one of my leagues, so it's 14 team league. That's pretty deep,
That's really deep.
That's not a bad pick for a 14 team. Chase, Devontae Smith, Najee. That's a good top 3 right there. Dolchich. That's Denver's tight end, right? Yeah. DJ Moore. I'm not high on DJ Moore this year, only because of the offense that he plays in. The Bears.
See, I'm iffy on DJ Moore because I know he's going to be the number 1. Now they're going to try to get Fields to throw the ball a little bit more. And from what we've seen in preseason, dude, DJ Moore has just been fucking killing it.
Yeah. That Jahan Dotson. Is that who that is? I think that's who that is. That's on the bench.
Okay.
Hunter Renfro, Elijah Moore. I like that Elijah Moore pick. Jeff Wilson Jr., Ferguson, Hall, Kareem. Is that Kareem Hunt? Who's he with now? Is he with anybody? I wonder. Oh, you get defensive players in that.
Oh, that's dope. I've never played one of those.
Ulakan. Is that that's the linebacker from Indianapolis, huh?
Who?
Ulakan? Or is that no, is that Jacksonville?
I think it's Jacksonville.
I think that's Jacksonville, yeah. Chargers defense. Yeah, Jags. Okay, Jags, yeah. No, I'm not really high on the Chargers defense. They're loaded with talent, but they everybody was hurt last year. Khalil Mack's getting up in age a little bit. Joey Bosa needs to step up. Oh my God, he needs to step up. I love J.C. Jackson. I love Derwin James, but can they stay healthy?
That's the issue.
They were banged up bad last season. It's a solid team. Yeah, Jacksonville's defense really wouldn't be that bad, especially because of the division that they play in. That's not a bad. Oh, JC's hurt right now. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like everybody gets hurt.
He got hurt when he got signed from New England. Well, I was drove when they signed JC. I was so mad.
Yeah, I'm not too, but yeah, maybe grabbing Jacksonville's defense would work out pretty well. Man, 14 team, that's a deep league though. I like it. I like the team. I do like the team though.
Where did he pick from again?
4th pick. Fourth pick. Yeah, he was the 4th pick. Half PPR too. So getting Akers as well, getting Najee, Akers. I have Cam on one of my leagues as well, so I think that's a good pick. But with fantasy, it's all bounce around. It's all here or there. You never know what you're gonna get.
Right.
Some players are more consistent than others, obviously, but everybody's looking for that breakout star, that breakout guy that's gonna take that leap this year. I went ahead and drafted Jordan Addison in one of my leagues.
That was one of my targets this year, and I wasn't able to pull the trigger on when I wanted to.
Yeah, I was able to get him in one of my money leagues, and I think he's actually gonna. I saw him in practice, and
oh yeah,
oh my word, yo, he is a route runner.
Oh yeah,
a route runner.
I told Brian, I was like, bro, y'all got some route runners.
Yeah.
Did you see that video I sent you when they're doing practice with Arizona?
Yes. Dude, that's what I'm talking about.
That tight end that routed up Buda Baker, that was a nasty route, dude. That was bad. And Buda's I think a Pro Bowl safety.
Pro Bowl safety.
He got it, boy.
Pro Bowl safety. But Buda, there is one thing about let's see. Fantasy is all over the place, depending on how many leagues are in the league and rules. I got y'all how many leagues. Hopefully take this. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's guys you look at every year that's either gonna explode or they're gonna regress. A lot of people look for like I said, like a Jordan, because you got Justin Jefferson on one side. You really don't think they're going to be double covering him? How many times is Jordan Addison going to see single coverage?
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, easily. And then one dude that I think is going to be a sleeper and is going to start blowing up a little bit more is Najee Harris' backup, Jalen Warren.
I've seen him get drafted in a lot of leagues as well.
Did you not see his highlights?
No, I didn't really see his highlights. But the thing is that Najee hasn't missed a game his whole career in the NFL.
He missed last year.
No, he hasn't missed a game.
I thought he missed time last year.
No, he hasn't missed a game.
Okay.
So, like, him not missing a game is huge.
Yeah.
He doesn't get hurt. So when are you going to be able to see him? I mean, I guess you could rotate him in more. But
what they're going to use him more as is either between the tackle runner or pass catching or more in the red zone. Because both times I've seen this dude catch the ball, he's straight into the end zone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like Jalen Hyatt. I'm huge on Darren Waller. If you can get Waller in some of your leagues, he's kind of ranked a little low in my opinion.
I think Waller has been going in at least between 10 and 13 for me.
Really?
In some of the locks I've done.
Yeah. So if you can get him, that's a good one. Thoughts on replacement for Odell, Michael Wilson, and Hyatt available on wire. I would wait on Hyatt just to see how the offense is going to be tailored because of the simple fact that I think it's going to be a lot of receptions for Waller to set up those bigger plays for him. So wait and see. Maybe some wide receivers get injured and he becomes a bigger factor in the offense.
Yeah, because as of right now, he's not the number one. He has potential to be the number one.
Yeah.
What is it sitting there, like 2-3 behind Slayton and who else?
Yeah. Slayton and Shepard's there. Isaiah Hodgins is there still. So then they got Paris, like I said, they got Paris Campbell. Then, like I said, Darren Waller's there. So I'd wait to see on him. I haven't really seen much of Dell. Haven't really seen much of Michael Wilson. So, I mean, we'll see. It all depends on how the offense is tailored. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you got a running team, you really don't want to be putting their wide receivers out. That's why I'm not really high on DJ Moore. But I did see the preseason. They're going to be setting up a lot of screens and stuff like that for him, possibly. So that'll work out in his favor. But I'm not huge on Chicago's passing this season. But we'll see. Yeah, Najee and Warren they are gonna make a great duo though. I do agree with that.
Oh yeah.
So, but the thing with it's all about how the draft board falls for you, what pick you're at. I've been in 4 and 6 so far in these drafts. I got one more draft to do. What pick were we in our dynasty draft?
8.
8. We were 8, so I've been all over the board.
Yeah. I'd much rather that 5 through 10. 5 through 10.
I love the 4 pick. A lot of people don't, but I actually do. The 4 pick is such a great slot. You get a really high draft pick in the beginning, and then you do miss out a little bit on that lower high tier guy, but then you get 2 picks kind of close back to back, and you just stack up.
Yeah.
You can start to stack up, especially if you do it right.
Yeah, see, that's what I do with my keeper league. Last year we drafted, and I was able to keep. Actually, no. The year prior, I was able to keep Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Ramondre Stevenson, and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Going into this year, we upped it to 7. So on top of those 4, I've kept because Mixon got traded for Aaron Jones. So I'm not keeping Aaron Jones. So I'm keeping Diggs, JJ, Stevenson, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Trevor Lawrence, and Darren Waller.
Yeah.
To me, that's an automatic team right there, off rip. Because think about it, when healthy, Darren Waller is the top 10 tight end.
He's a top 5 tight end when he's healthy.
Yeah. I'll have a top 10 quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, who I'm assuming who's gonna just get better.
I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna end somewhere probably within that 8-7 region in fantasy points this season. Maybe 6. I don't know if he hits top 5. There's still too many good guys, too many good offenses.
Yeah, I think with the addition of Calvin Ridley and him in a second year under Doug Peterson, I think he'll take his game up even higher.
I do agree with that.
Then I'll have the combo of Stephon Diggs and JJ, who are off rip like guaranteed for almost a touchdown every game.
Yeah.
And then Nick Chubb, who I think, honestly, in my opinion, is the safest fantasy pick as a running back.
Nick Chubb is definitely, especially if you're in non-PPR leagues, Nick Chubb is always the safest running back pick. For PPR, he's still safe, but you still want to try to go for a running back that catches out the backfield a decent amount. I saw Isaiah Pacheco going in some leagues kind of late. That he could be a late round swing that you can grab.
He's somebody else I like.
Yeah, I like Gus Edwards. If you're looking for deep bench, you can try Gus Edwards because J.K. Dobbins is liable to get hurt again this season.
Then again, what running back in Baltimore doesn't get hurt?
So, but no, it should be a good season. Like I said, I got one more draft. I don't know my draft position in that one yet, but it's just a little league.
You have that draft with me coming up in Sleeper League.
Yeah. Oh, you added me?
Oh, they're going to.
Oh, they're going to?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 2 drafts in.
As of right now, we have 8, so they're trying to bump it up to 10. So I told them, I was like, I'm not mad at either one. So, and they were talking about making the keeper league next year.
That's fine with me. You just gotta let me know.
Yeah.
Because if it's a keeper league, you draft different for like a keeper league.
Yep.
You know. So you try to get a little bit younger if you can with some old veterans on the side.
In my keeper league, I got JJ at the 2.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the dude before me took CMC.
He took Christian McCaffrey first overall?
Yeah.
There's no way I'm taking Christian McCaffrey first overall.
That's how I got JJ.
There's no way. First off, he isn't in Carolina anymore. Not to mention, with Elijah Mitchell healthy, he's not produced the same as he did when he wasn't healthy. Yeah. He hasn't produced the same. And Elijah Mitchell is going to get reps. I picked up Elijah Mitchell in one of my leagues because I think Christian McCaffrey's liable to get hurt again.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. So, we'll see. Obviously, we'll see. But I'm not as high. Christian, even second, I wasn't. If you're drafting second, you either get Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase are available. This guy here. Yeah, get Jamar Chase if he's available at 3. At 2, you get. I'm high with Jamar Chase. I'm higher with Tyreek Hill. I'm higher with Travis Kelce. There's so many other. I'm higher with Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler's been one of the top fantasy running backs every year he's been in the league damn near.
I think he has potential to finish as the RB1 this year with the addition of Kellen Moore as the OC.
Yeah. It is raining here. Rock, it is. This guy says sound like when I'm stroking from 2K. Yes, I do play 2K. Yes, I'm pretty good. So now that fantasy football, we talked a little bit about that. Now we get to our after the huddle presents. So look to the future. Week 3. We've already done AFC, NFC West, East. We've done AFC, NFC South. So now we're going to look towards the North. And last week we started off with NFC. So this week, again, we'll start off with AFC and the AFC North. Tough division. Yeah. It's always a tough division, man. Yeah. Always a tough division in the AFC North. You got the Browns, the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Bengals. Yeah. Ravens and Bengals most likely are going to be fighting out for who's going to win that division this year.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh has the potential to be number 2. If everybody can stay healthy, and if Lamar, just has a bad season again, I feel like Pittsburgh could jump to number 2. Because from what I've seen out of Pittsburgh in the preseason, dude, they were killing motherfuckers in preseason this year. Yeah. They beat the piss out of Buffalo. They beat the piss out of Atlanta. I don't remember who the first game they played, but I'm sure they beat the piss out of them too.
Yeah, their defense is going to be really good.
Yeah.
I think TJ Watt is so good. Minka Fitzpatrick, so good. I like that Joey Porter Jr. kid.
Yeah, and they got Pat Pete.
Yeah. Their secondary, I think, is pretty good. I do think that they can load up a little bit more outside of TJ Watt. Yeah. On the defensive line.
I don't know if Highsmith counts as a linebacker or a DN, but they have high praise for him too.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. As far as where they go, I still think they're the 3rd best team in this division. I still think that I'm not high on Kenny Pickett as other people are. George Pickens, I love. Najee Harris is a really good running back, top 10 in the league. Deontay Johnson, is that his name? Deontay Johnson. He's good. I like Deontay Johnson, but Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, and the Browns.
In that order?
In that order, yeah. It's gonna be that order, in my opinion.
I feel like the Ravens and Steelers are gonna fight for the 2 spot, like I was just saying, because Baltimore has health issues sometimes. What positions? Not 100% sure. So I mean, I feel like Pittsburgh can sneak in there, honestly.
Yeah, Pittsburgh definitely can, but it depends on the health of the Ravens. They've been dealing with injuries the last couple seasons, and then they get Odell. You get Rashad Bateman back. You have J.K. Dobbins, and obviously you have Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson. So the offense has the potential to be explosive. A top 5 offense, but can they live up to that expectation? And that's going to be the thing for me. I do feel like Lamar is gonna have a good year if he can stay healthy. I feel like Mark Andrews is going to be a top 3 tight end. Although I would not pass up Travis Kelce if you have the chance to get him.
I wouldn't either.
So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how the Ravens do, but I still think that they're going to be, the second team in this division, because, like Joshua pointed out to us, Joe Burrow is too good.
Yeah,
their offense is too good. Jamar Chase is too good. T. Higgins is too good. You add Joe Mixon into the mix, pun intended. Their offensive line is the weakest part.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well,
It's always going to be the problem for them until they fix it.
And they knocked out the tackle position with Orlando Brown and Lyle Collins. Now the issue is, can the interior block? Because that's what's going to fuck up Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow is a pocket passer.
Yeah.
He's not he can run out of the pocket and do good things, but that's not his strong suit. That's not what his forte is.
Correct.
So, there's no reason to do that. You need to shore up that interior so you can keep that pressure out of his face.
Yeah. Because we've seen if they would have had an offensive line back when they went to the Super Bowl, they would have won the Super Bowl.
Easily.
Yeah. If they would have just had somebody that could block Aaron Donald.
They just needed somebody to block for one more second. One more second. And they would have been perfectly fine.
But then again,
he would have saw Jamar Chase and hit him wide open on the sideline. It would have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
We'd be talking a whole different history of the NFL if they had one more second to throw the ball. It's crazy. Same thing with the Titans. Happened back in the day. 1 yard. We could be talking about a whole different type of history. Yeah. That's just the way it goes. The helmet catch. Look, the helmet catch. The helmet catch. I mean, come on. We could be talking history.
28-3 game.
28-3. If there's any Falcons fans in the chat, I'm sorry. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, the Browns are going to be last. I do think they do better than they did last year. I think Deshaun Watson takes a step back to where he was. Not a full step, but a half step. Back to where he was. We talked about it earlier. Nick Chubb is good. I like Amari Cooper. Liked him when he was with the Cowboys. Hated him when he was with the Cowboys, but liked him as a player.
He's actually on one of my rosters.
Yeah, I drafted him in one of my leagues.
I think I have him as a 2. I think it's JJ, and then if this is a different league, I think it's JJ and then Amari Cooper as my 1-2.
That's not bad.
I don't think it's a matter of fact, it's that one I showed you earlier today. So yeah.
The thing about it is just that the Bengals are going to dominate. I still think that they split. Excuse me. I still think they split one with the Ravens. I think the Ravens win one, especially in Baltimore. But nobody's going to fuck with Joe Burrow.
All right, here's my next question. Does Cleveland sweep Cincinnati? Because apparently they have Cincinnati's number.
They do. Cleveland has played very well against Cincinnati. I don't think it's going to be a sweep this year, though. They'll win one. So, personally, I have Cincinnati going to the bowl. I think Cincinnati's going to be the 1 seed, and they're going to go to the bowl. I think Jamar Chase is going to take a huge step up. He's going to have a better season than Justin Jefferson will. And I promise you, they're going to the Super Bowl this year. They're going to the bowl.
It's coming now. It's all. So it was kind of like how back in the day when Brady was with us, it was like how New England was almost automatically going to the Super Bowl basically. As of right now, we got 3 teams. Buffalo, Cincinnati, and KC.
But I can't even say Buffalo.
I'm not saying Buffalo.
I can't, because Buffalo, everything they have the curse of the '90s, bro. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. You go every year, you go to the playoffs, and you fucking choke. That's terrible. That's terrible.
There was one dude, I seen a video, and the dude, it was something about Buffalo get fucked over, whatever they said before. And I wrote in the comments, I'm like, as a Patriots fan, this video amused me. I love this video. And some Buffalo fan wrote back and he's like, as a Buffalo fan, he's like, seeing Brady leave y'all, making y'all ass, made me happy. I'm like, okay, well, if it's like that, me seeing y'all losing 4 Super Bowls in a row, that y'all's fan base will never live down, is perfect for me.
Yeah. And they won't, bro, because a lot of people, especially probably people in our chat, they don't remember those late 80s, early 90s Bills teams. They were crazy. Their offense was insane. Yeah,
Jim Kelly, you had Andre Reed,
Thurman Thomas.
Yeah. I mean, they was going every year.
They were amazing. especially offensively.
And they just so happen to lose to every game to the NFC East.
And they lost to Dallas twice, the Redskins once, and the Giants once. And the Giants was actually, to me, the closest one because the dude missed the kick at the end. That's tough. But all right. So we're both in agreement there. Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns. All right. Now we'll talk a little bit about the NFC North. You got Packers, Minnesota, Bears, Detroit. I love this division this year. I absolutely, positively love this division this year. I like Detroit. I like Detroit to win the division. I think Minnesota takes a step back. And I think that they won't be able to win those close games like they were winning last year. Because they won a lot of close games, and when they lost, they got blown out.
Yeah.
So
that Philly game.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't see them doing that again this season. They're going to regress. I think the Packers will actually be better this year, especially defensively. I think Christian Watson takes a huge step, being the number one guy in Green Bay. Jordan Love has to prove it.
How do you feel about Christian Watson?
I drafted Christian Watson in one of my leagues.
Do you think he gets that sophomore ball?
I hope not. Especially the only thing is that one, you don't have Aaron Rodgers throwing to you anymore.
Right.
It is going to be Jordan Love, and we haven't seen him in like. I mean, he did throw that one to him, but that was really Christian Watson running it. Remember? But I mean, we've yet to see a full season of Jordan Love. And like I said, now Christian Watson there is the number one guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's the guy there now.
Yeah.
So I expect him to get a lot more targets, a lot more reception, a lot of yards. And he's a big play guy, so you can expect touchdowns from him.
I think they have a pretty good, solid young wide receiver with the duo.
Him and Romeo Doubs?
Yeah.
I do like Romeo Doubs as well.
Did you see that catch against the New England game?
Yeah. Yeah, I like Romeo Doubs as well. He's not a bad wide receiver. I'm not big on their tight end because I don't even know his name.
They drafted two of them this year. Tucker Kraft, I think.
Yeah, they were weak at tight end at the end of this season.
Yeah, because Onion, I think, went to Chicago. What's up, Cozy?
Yeah, Dak's days are numbered.
He's what we're supposed to be talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Dak's days are numbered. I don't know. Like, what do you mean by numbered? Like, how are they numbered? I mean, we'll see. So, I mean, I'm not high on Trey Lance. We talked about this earlier. I don't think Trey Lance is gonna do anything with the Cowboys. And we talked about how we saw what Cooper Rush could do last season. So he went 5-1 when Dak was out.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna get the start above Cooper Rush either. So that means in practice he's gonna be getting third string reps, and he's gonna look good. But then when he faces against the first string guys, he's not gonna look good. So I don't see it. I don't see Dak's days being numbered unless he gets hurt like Tony Romo did. That's the only way.
I think they some way are going to try to push Dak out the door some way, somehow.
I mean, it's possible.
I think. Because you think about it, he's only had, I think, 2 4,000 yards passing years. Kirk Cousins had 7 out of 8.
7 out of 8?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, and then if he doesn't stop the turnovers, that's just going to kill him.
And I will say that, yeah, his interceptions need to come down. They definitely need to come down.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, I don't think his teammates respect him, dude. No, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, we'll see.
You mean to tell me Trayvon Diggs is your star corner, and then he's going to call your star quarterback a bitch?
I mean, bro, they're in the heat of, like, practice. You know, like, people get competitive. You know, people argue. Even if you're friends with them, you know, people argue. I mean, we'll see if Dak days are numbered, though. I don't particularly know. I don't particularly believe it. Trey Lance is gonna dust off into the wind and going to be another, like I said, another Josh Rosen type of player. Going to be traveling around from team to team trying to find some new way to spark his career again. Yeah, so I mean, we were talking about NFC North. Joshua here called it Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, Chicago. You really think Green Bay is going to win that division? I don't see it.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't see it. I don't see it. Jordan Love's not going to come in the first, even with the team they do have a decent offensive line. It's not great, but it's okay. You do have Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon in the backfield. That's a good duo.
Yes.
Like we talked about Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs on the outsides. I don't know who their slot guy is.
I don't know who it's gonna be.
Yeah, I will see who their slot guy is, but I mean, we'll see. I don't particularly. I can't see Green Bay winning this division. Detroit's going to win this division this year, and you could be right with Green Bay maybe being second, but I don't think that there's no team that scares me outside of Minnesota, because Minnesota can win. Minnesota can win, but they're just not. I don't see them winning all those close games that they won last season. I mean, hell, they went like 12-5.
I think so.
Yeah, 12-5, and like more than half of those wins were close games within one possession. So, and then their defense was terrible. Now their offense did, Justin Jefferson came in and exploded.
Yeah. Which he called that shit too.
He did. He did
call it.
So I mean, we'll see. But I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think it's going to go Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago.
Yeah. We've been saying Detroit for a while now.
Yeah, and especially what they did last season.
Yeah.
I mean, they looked really good, and they really only missed the playoffs because Seattle and other teams were just a bit better than them. So I'm not too high on Green Bay. Not Green Bay winning the division.
No, not just yet.
No. They'll get there because they're young, but you still got other teams because we don't know what Minnesota's going to do after Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. That's been one of the talks recently too about what is Minnesota going to do after Kirk Cousins leaves.
Jared Goff is still fairly young.
Yeah.
And Justin Fields is the youngest one of them all. So.
Yeah.
I mean.
Because I think Kirk is 35. I believe.
Yeah, he's up there.
So yeah, he's only got another couple more years.
Yeah. I don't think he's one of those guys that's going to play till he's 40. He'll probably play till he's about 37, 38. Maybe 2-3 more years with him. Yeah. And that's all you got left.
That's your window right there.
That's your window. So you got to be able to get a defense together. You got to, because your defense was forward last year, especially your secondary. You have to be able to get other people involved outside of Justin Jefferson so that you can open him up more.
That's why they went and got Jordan Addison.
Because they lost Adam Thielen too.
And then they had T.J.
Hockenson. They brought in T.J. Hockenson.
Who's a decent tight end.
But then you also lose Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Which is a big blow.
Yeah.
And then Matheson. He's already hurt.
Yeah.
So now you're down to like a second string. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, we talk about the running back market until we're blue in the face.
Yeah, until we're 80 years old.
Yeah, so I mean, I personally think Detroit is going to be the best team. Jameson Williams is only out for 6 games, and then they have a bye at the ninth week. So I mean, we'll see.
I think that offense has a very top 10 potential at least. Think about it. You got Jared Goff. You got I don't know who their tight end is right now. Wright, I think his name is Brock Wright. I think his name. I'm not sure what his name is.
Is he talking? Where the fuck you get that beard? That's great.
That's Brian's cousin.
Yeah, you do got a big ass beard right now.
I know.
You gotta trim that shit on me.
Yeah, I'll do it when I feel like it. But what were we saying? So Detroit, you got Jameer Gibbs as a rookie. You got Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
Who will be what his second year.
I'm very, very high on Jahmyr Gibbs.
I think so too.
I understood why they let DeAndre Swift walk because of the simple fact that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be great in my opinion.
I can't remember what running back I saw, but it was an interview with one of the running backs with Detroit. He even said, he's like, after we got Jahmyr Gibbs, we were like, the running back room is too crowded, so one of us is going to get leaving.
Oh yeah,
and that's right when Swift got traded.
Yeah, and once they drafted him, I knew it was coming.
Right.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. At first I thought that they drafted him because of the simple fact that they lost Jamal Williams, so they wanted to get another two-headed monster. Excuse me.
I thought they kind of wanted to go younger.
Yeah, they wanted to go younger. So, and I get that. But when me and you talked about it, we sat back and we thought, and I was like, man, you know, DeAndre Swift is coming up for a contract.
Yeah.
You know, he's coming up for a contract here soon. So why not just go ahead, trade him, get some assets, draft a new young rookie guy, and yeah, and move on.
That's exactly what they ended up doing too. And I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to look fucking nice.
The beard is adorable. It is, but he still needs to trim it.
I'll eventually get to it. The only bad thing is the razor I have, I can't find a fucking charger, and the stores don't sell just the fucking
charger. Just the charger, yeah. You gotta get a whole.
I'm not spending $30 fucking dollars on a whole new charger. I mean, a whole new razor, bro. I'm not doing it.
You'll live.
Yes, exactly.
Get some scissors, at least.
Shit,
go at a level.
I did that back in North Shore, bro. They actually handed me a single blade razor and a shaving cream. I'm like, get the fuck.
No, I would never do that.
No.
Yo, what? The chair just broke. How the fuck's that happen?
That's unfortunate, bro. That sucks.
What were you doing in the chair to cause it to break?
The son was just kicked back.
That's not. I had a friend one time. He's got a real bad shoulder. He dislocated his shoulder a long time ago. So one time, this was years later after that fact, he sits in a chair. That's all he did. All he did was sit in a chair and popped his shoulder out of place from sitting down in the chair.
So, speaking of that, me and Derek, our boy Derek, we went to Mardi Gras a couple years, like a long time ago. And my cousin from Tennessee came in, and she sat on one of those like reclining chairs, kind of sort of. As soon as she sat down, they just broke. And that shit was too funny.
How often we're on here? Right now, we've been doing about once a week right now.
Yeah.
Because of we're waiting for preseason. But when the season gets into full swing, we'll be doing 2 nights a week. We do Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah.
We talk about the games on Sunday, Monday, going in on Tuesday, and we'll look ahead more towards fantasy and look ahead at the Thursday night game, and then on Fridays we talk about the Thursday night game and what we're going to see coming up this Sunday. We'll pick the games. Me and Jared compete every week to week, about who's going to get more wins. So last year I kicked his ass. He caught me a couple weeks, but yeah, but he knows I pick games a lot.
Yeah.
I bet a lot on picking, so that I'm a little bit deeper diver into the picks. He's more deep dive into like the stats.
Who's getting traded, when it's the right time to make
he likes the free agent. He likes trades, especially in free agency. Yeah. I mean, in fantasy free agency. I mean, it's terrible. I already know he's been thinking about trades ever since we started drafting in dynasty mode.
Dude, I'll never forget that one trade that I had 2 years ago with Dalvin Cook and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, this dude traded Dalvin Cook for Cooper Kupp 2 years ago when Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown. And then what was it, like a week or two after he did the trade, Dalvin Cook got hurt.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best trades I've ever seen in fantasy.
When I was asked if I wanted to make that trade, because the dude asked somebody else in the league, he asked me, I'm like, yeah, let me send it in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
I'd grab that. I'd definitely send the number 4 running back for the number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah.
In a PPR league.
Yeah.
You know?
This man was dropping 25 points weekly for me.
Yeah. He was deadly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see how we'll see how this year goes. Um, we have one more week of like a bye week until the season starts. So we'll be back here.
Yeah, once the season starts more, we'll get back onto the audio back for Spotify, iHeart, and then now that we're on YouTube, we'll be on YouTube and doing live shows on top of that. So, yeah, we'll start to be all over the place, kind of sort of.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get there. We've been slowly building. We started this last season strictly on Spotify to begin with, and we've been moving and moving and moving, and now we're starting to get into the live. So once we get moving a little bit more, we'll get more shows up, get more shorts up, stuff like that. And yeah, we're gonna get it, man. So I mean, you can find us on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook as well. I also stream on Twitch under Pytel. That's P-I-E Tel.
You got a Twitter?
I do not have Twitter. Okay. I just don't like Twitter. I don't like Twitter and Instagram. Fair enough. But unfortunately, I know we're gonna have to make a Twitter for After the Huddle.
I have one for us.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we're getting. And I also am setting up a social media page this week. So yes. So. We're going to have all the links up. We got merch coming as well. If y'all ever want to see our merch, I'm going to set up a website for merch as well. It's crazy. I actually know how to set up websites. So.
It is weird. Yeah, we're looking at we got a new design right now. We're looking at some other things. So, yeah, we're kind of in the works.
Yeah. So we appreciate everybody tuning in.
Yeah, thank y'all.
And we'll be back here next week. Subscribe. You'll get notifications. All that good stuff, and we'll see y'all back here next week.
Yep. Shout out to y'all codes. Thanks for dropping in. Shout out to the Swoop Boys. Thank y'all.
All right, y'all. Oh, before we go, y'all should do a 2-man draft and make bets on the loser of that week.
What you mean, Ryan? What you mean by that? Are you talking about like how we each and how like when we pick games and everything?
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. He's saying like, yeah, I think either that or he's talking about week-to-week drafts on like how they do on
like weekly drafts.
Yeah, like weekly fantasy drafts.
Okay.
Of players and see who wins.
Okay.
And then like if with week to week, like if you lose or I lose, we wear something like
and then
that the other person says.
I don't know if you watched the Makeshift Project at all, with the two dudes on like game competition shows or whatever. It's like I'll have to send it to you. But I get some of the ideas from that too. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I'm about to send it to you. So shout out to Makeshift too also for that. Yeah. So then we'll see y'all next week. So thank everybody for dropping in.
Yep. Oh, I play on PlayStation. Yeah, I play on PlayStation 5. Like it is. It's PIE-Tell. Tell. So if you ever want to look me up, I play 2K, Call of Duty. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of people aren't into that. I like strategy games. Play Madden. Not as good at Madden as I am on 2K, but you can ask Joshua. I beat him. So.
You fuck with fighting games?
I'm not a huge fighting game person. Although Mortal Kombat, I always try to get Mortal Kombat.
Like Smash Bros.
Well, I play Smash Bros, but I'm not nearly as good at Smash Bros as like other people are. There's some really good. Our friend Tracy. Dude's crazy. I got another friend. You remember Ben Strahan? Yeah. Ben Strahan's a really good. He was a good Smash Bros player. Buddha was good at almost every fighting game. Yeah. So, but we appreciate it. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll see y'all next week.
All right.
Later, y'all.